Prepare to unleash your darkest fears with 10 disturbing hidden horror movies you can stream right now. From heart-pounding scares to twisted tales of terror, these brutal selections will haunt your dreams. Number 10. The Burrowers.
Why would they bury her alive? I don't know.
A ragtag rescue party, military men, a pensive Irish immigrant, a weary ex-soldier, a freedman, and a teenage boy, rides out into the desolate 1879 Dakota Territory after an entire family vanishes overnight, leaving only half-buried corpses and ominous holes in the earth. With each step deeper into the frontier, they discover they are not hunting humans, but creatures that burrow from below, starving subterranean monsters born of vanishing ecosystems. The creatures poison, paralyze, and bury their victims alive, feasting only after decomposition begins. The Burrowers is a tense, unnerving slow burn of Western dread that crawls under your skin with its primal terror. Number 9. Dead and Breakfast.
I was working as a vacation attendant when a couple pretty girls.
What are they doing?
Oh, they're dancing.
6 friends, Christian, David, Kate, Johnny, Sarah, and Melody, set out in their RV toward a wedding in Galveston, but take a wrong turn and wind up in the eerie town of Lovelock. Lured by a quirky bed and breakfast run by the unsettling Mr. Wise, their night quickly turns nightmarish when the chef is found gruesomely murdered and the innkeeper dies of a sudden heart attack. Stranded by a suspicious sheriff, they soon learn that an ancient wooden box once belonging to Mr. Wise holds a demonic force known as the Kuman Thong. When Johnny accidentally opens it, the malevolent spirit seizes control, turning townsfolk into murderous redneck zombies that dance and unleash carnage and song-soaked terror. A delirious, gore-drenched horror comedy that blends slapstick with undead chaos. Number 8. Leviathan.
Six-pack, answer. Don't go in there. Don't touch anything.
An experienced geologist and his motley crew of undersea mining specialists descend into the crushing depths under the command of a corporate executive, only to excavate a submerged Soviet wreck named Leviathan. Inside lies a sealed safe, a cryptic video log, and a flask of vodka that spreads a mutagenic curse among the crew. One by one, afflicted members undergo grotesque transformations, while isolation tightens its grip and an unseen horror slithers through the sealed habitat. Pressurized corridors become hunting grounds as the mutated abomination stalks those still sane in a desperate fight for survival. A claustrophobic, visceral horror voyage that marries deep-sea dread with body horror's most primal instincts. Number 7. Cub. 12-year-old Sam, an introverted and bullied Cub Scout, joins his troop for a summer camping trip deep in the Belgian woods. As the scouts wander deeper, their leaders spin the chilling legend of Kai, a werewolf-like feral boy rumored to dwell in the forest. When Sam catches a glimpse of a masked youth lurking among the trees, he becomes convinced the legend is alive, only to be dismissed by his pack and leaders. Meanwhile, a merciless poacher and his feral son have rigged the forest with deadly traps, preying on intruders with quiet, calculated malice. The thin line between imagination and nightmare blurs under the moonlit canopy, until survival becomes a savage, blood-soaked test of wits and terror, a relentlessly tense and gruesome slasher that transforms campfire tales into grisly reality. Number 6. Linkeroever.
Is an unimaginable secret. Now.
Marie, a driven young athlete, is cruelly grounded by a mysterious illness just as she's on the cusp of greatness, forcing her to rest and reevaluate everything. Seeking solace, she moves into the luxurious Antwerp apartment of her enigmatic new boyfriend, Bobby. But tranquility turns toxic when she uncovers that the previous tenant vanished without a trace, and her own body begins to betray her. Headaches, unsettling powders, stubborn wounds, and creepy hallucinations plague her every waking moment. As the apartment's past and Bobby's true nature emerge, Marie realizes she has been lured into something far darker. A ritualistic pagan nightmare lurking beneath chic surfaces. A beautifully haunting folk horror that seeps into your bones long after the credits roll. Number 5. Deep Rising.
Bad feeling about this.
The ship's infested. Let's get the hell out of here!
A hardened captain and his small crew are hired by a ruthless band of mercenaries to navigate the treacherous South China Sea toward an unspecified rendezvous. Nearby, the majestic cruise ship Argonautica sails on its maiden voyage, until it's violently disabled from below by an unseen force, stranding passengers in a silent sea of carnage. As the mercenaries board, hoping to plunder its vault, they discover that something monstrous lurks in the flooded corridors, tentacles of a colossal abyssal creature that drain bodies and shred flesh with merciless precision. Trapped in steel corridors, the survivors must confront a relentless, unknowable horror that dissolves any illusion of escape. A pulse-pounding blend of creature-feature chaos and claustrophobic action, drenched in madness and soaked in terror. Number 4, Wyrmwood.
Ready? Born ready.
Barry, a resourceful mechanic, finds his everyday life shattered when a meteor shower unleashes a zombie plague across the Australian outback. Racing to alert his city-dwelling sister Brooke, he arrives too late and must face the haunting choice between love and survival. Armed with little more than his tools and instinct, Barry teams up with a ragtag survivor, Benny, and discovers a shocking truth. Zombie breath and blood are explosive, fuel in a world running dry. As they fight through swarms of undead and masked soldiers, Brooke emerges with uncanny powers that blur the line between humanity and nightmare, a wild, inventive mashup of splatter horror and Mad Max-style road terror. Number 3, Red, White, and Blue.
No, somebody!
Where's Erica?
Erica, emotionally detached and haunted by a tragic past, drifts through bars in Austin, picking up strangers in a cold, calculated search for connection. Nate, an enigmatic neighbor with military shadows lurking beneath a protective facade, offers her a fragile sense of belonging, until their fragile bond unravels into bloodied vengeance. When Erica's destructive impulses spark a cycle of psychological torment and violent retribution, loyalties fracture, and survival becomes a desperate, visceral exchange of power. The film's unsettling descent into obsession and moral decay clings to you with unrelenting intensity. A deeply disturbing character study wrapped in raw, relentless horror. Number 2, Color Out of Space. The Gardner family, Nathan, his wife, and their children, relocate to a rural New England farm, hoping for a fresh start, until a phosphorescent meteorite crashes into their front yard, infecting the earth and seeping into well water with an alien glow. As crops sprout with unnatural hues and the land itself shimmers with unseen menace, the family drifts into fevered hallucinations and flesh-scorching madness. Time warps, nature contorts, and love fractures alongside reality itself. What begins as pastoral serenity morphs into a kaleidoscopic nightmare that warps mind, body, and blood. A psychedelic cosmic horror that fuses Lovecraftian dread with schizophrenic visuals. Number 1, Mimic. When a virulent outbreak among children strikes New York City, an entomologist named Dr. Susan Tyler engineers a hybrid insect, part mantis, part termite, designed to eradicate the disease-carrying cockroaches with lethal efficiency. At first, the Judas bugs seem to work perfectly. But years later, the infestation returns with a horrifying twist. The creatures have evolved beyond expectation, growing monstrous, intelligent, and capable of mimicking humans themselves. As they emerge from the dark tunnels and shadowy platforms of the subway, survival becomes a game of paranoia and instinct, as every pennyboard car and steam-hazed corridor hides a predator that could be anyone or anything. A claustrophobic, insect-infested nightmare that turns our fear of the unseen into something monstrously tangible. Here are 4 other movies you have to see. Glorious.
Feelings tear you up inside, pure and raw. That's what I need from you.
What did you do, Wes?
After a brutal breakup, a man finds himself trapped in a rest stop bathroom, where a disembodied voice from the next stall claims to be an ancient cosmic being. The voice demands a terrible favor, one that could alter the universe itself. A surreal, Lovecraftian horror set in the most unlikely of places. The Last Winter.
Why wouldn't the wilderness fight us? Like any organism would fend off a virus.
In the icy wilderness of the Arctic, an oil team faces mounting paranoia and eerie phenomena as they push deeper into untouched land. Something ancient and vengeful may be awakening in response to human disruption. A chilling blend of environmental horror and psychological unraveling. Willow Creek. A couple ventures into Bigfoot country to shoot a documentary, but ends up stalked by something unseen in the woods. What begins as a lighthearted exploration becomes a slow-building nightmare of primal fear. A found footage horror that thrives on suggestion and silence. Exeter.
The power of Christ compels you!
Teenagers partying inside an abandoned asylum unknowingly perform a ritual that awakens a demonic force. As possession spreads, escape becomes impossible and secrets surface. A fast-paced possession shocker drenched in chaos and gore.